How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Blessed to be here.
Awesome. Could you give us a brief overview of the trafficking situation you were in? Anything that you feel comfortable sharing with us?
So in 2019, I had gotten physically lost in Johannesburg. I was working for a media house and I got really upset that day. I left my office and I ended up walking around the streets of Joburg, where I'm not from there. And while I was walking around, I found myself walking in circles and circles. Eventually, after many, many hours of walking, there was who I thought was a kind person stopping to offer me a lift, only that was to be my perpetrator. He never took me where I wanted to go. He took me first to a guest house. He, after that, took me to a brothel where I was forced actually to advertise myself online and to see clients, and there were other girls there as well. It was quite a operation that was running, and it was, that's basically what happened.
Tell us, how were you able to leave the trafficking situation?
So it's actually quite a powerful story, because there's a lot of elements that I'm leaving out, obviously, but I escaped the one day just like a ninja. I jumped over the wall and I got away. And by 7 o'clock the next morning, I had phoned them and I was like, I'm so sorry, I ran away. Please come fetch me. And after about 3 weeks, I managed to also plot an escape with a client who tried to kidnap me for the same purpose. And I had to escape him as well. And I was out of that situation, but I wasn't out of danger. And after about another month or so, God sent someone to me, and that same person introduced me to A21.
That's beautiful to hear. What have been some of the keys to your restoration and healing journey?
I feel it's very important for people to know how essential the services were and how holistic they were. Because A21 came, my social worker picked me up, took me out for Christmas when I had no family or no one around. They went above and beyond what anyone could expect or ask. They kept coming not only to the shelter but to the safe house. And when it came time and we needed more resources to grow, more resources just to function, they were there ready to provide everything. I had not only the care at the safe house, but when I needed to leave the safe house, I had a place to stay. I had a grocery card. I had electricity paid for. I had a place, a resource center. I could come here. I could work. I could feel safe where I was living, where I was working. Literally, I did it all with a baby on my hip, and A21 came. They were at the hospital when I was giving birth. They brought the first blankies and the first products that I needed. When I needed clothes, I had clothes. So it was just like overall, and even to date, I still come and check in here even though I've long since graduated, because I want them to know that the impact that they made in my life is a lasting impact. Yeah.
And what has been your highlight in the years that you would have been in the program?
There were a lot of highlights for me. I think the very first one for me was the social worker that would come and just sit with me. And she never used to watch the clock. She never used to look at her time. She just used to sit with me. And then after that, just seeing how God just provided everything as we needed it, as I needed it. And so it was also just learning how to stick with things even when it seems very hard, very difficult. And just to keep showing up, I think from a personal perspective, that was a highlight for me because it was the first time I was ever consistent with anything. But I was able to operate in a place of like trust instead of fear because I had the support that I needed. I didn't see people as collateral damage or expendable anymore. Every single person added value, and they still add value today.
That's so beautiful to hear. Tell us about life now and how did you get there? How did you get to where you are now?
So a lot of hard work, a lot of determination. Over time, I've begun to realize that there's a lot of purpose that came out of what I went through. The reason I can sit here and talk about this is because I want to see other survivors sit where I'm sitting. I want them to get the holistic care that I got. I want them to get the best of everything. I want them to grab every opportunity like I did with 2 hands and know that they never have to go back. There's no more going back. And this is what you said, is you want to let people know that we're in a fight that we can win. We can win. We absolutely can win. But it takes everyone's collaboration and participation to make that happen.
Jesus is inviting us to play a part in his good plans for the world. So how can we start? We can do what we can with what we have, where we are. If you want to learn more about how you can make a difference, check out this playlist right here.